Okay, so in Counter-Strike, one of the most kind of important and known things about the game is aiming. You know, aiming is a lot more important because it takes up, it's a much larger part of the game than one aspect usually is. Like, let's say League of Legends or any MOBA usually. Like they're more dependent on a variety of things, and like nothing really has such a great impact on the game. Like no one skill set has such a great impact on the game as much as aim does in Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike's aim works a lot differently than most FPS games. Most FPS games, you aim down the sights, and either you aim down the sights and it's like super accurate, or it's just completely random. It's more completely random in like the older free FPS games that you see, like Combat Arms, Sudden Attack, you know, those kind of games. Also, old like Source and 1.6, the older Counter-Strike versions have a lot more like kind of randomness to the shooting. So yeah, it's one I recommend this map a lot. First one is basically you click this View Workshop, and it'll open up a tab in your thing, and in the tab you just type aim. So right, like the tab will come up, and then this is what you need to type in: aim bots, like that. And if you type that, you'll see this map, and this map is very helpful. You can also type Recoil Master and get this map. So these two maps I recommend highly. I'm gonna go aim bots real quick. Yeah, it comes up by Mr. Uletical. So this map really helps you a lot. I'm going to show you why in just a second here. Also, training underscore aim. Right? Just type down training underscore aim after you open up View Workshop, and that should help you a lot. So I'm going to tell you why. So first of all, let's hop into a custom game. Offline with bots. I'm going to teach you on Dust 2, okay? Dust 2 receives a lot of hate because it's an overplayed map, and you know a lot of people don't like it. But I mean, it's honestly the best map for starters because it has every type of engagement. It has like everyone knows the strategies, and like in the lower level where people might not know the strategies, they could use this as a way to kind of learn more strategies. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean. So let me give myself some money here and turn on cheats and let's go around. All right, so I'm gonna buy myself an AK. Okay, so some basic things about aiming in general is the most common hitting headshots, right? I mean the headshot, you know, will do more damage than hitting the body, but the head is a lot smaller than the body. So how are you gonna like go ahead? Well, you need better aim. So I mean, when you say aim, a lot of people think that you mean like just like clicking and like killing them and everything, right? That's not what I mean by aim. By aim, like no, like this, the process of moving this to this and killing the guy. Like let's say you're looking down here and then you like flick here crazy and headshot the guy. That's not all there is to aim. Aim means so many things. Aiming is just making sure your crosshair, right? Your blue or green crosshair goes over the enemy and kills them. Maybe in one shot, maybe in 4 shots. Okay, that's what aiming is. Okay, so don't get the misconception that aiming has to be a crazy shroud level flick shot. Okay, so how can you help yourself at aiming? Let me just do some more things here. Let's do this. Let's go! Let me just go offline real quick. Seems like I'm getting a Steam message. Go offline. There we go. So yeah. So let's say you're on short, right? Everyone knows Dust 2, you know. These are callouts. In this case, you don't know. Okay, this is B, right? Base call it B. upper tunnels. You know, on the minimap right here, you see how it'll say what to call it. You can use that if you don't know. It's tunnel stairs, lower tunnel, right? This is mid. This is Xbox, okay? If anyone calls Xbox, this is Xbox. I don't know why, don't ask me. It's called Xbox. This is called cat, right? Or short. People just call it cat or short. All this is short. All this is short. So this is a short, and this is catwalk, but people refer to both. Usually they'll say get on cat, and that'll mean anywhere from that point, like, to here. So, aiming. Gotta get back to aiming. Okay. Aiming, all you need to do to have good aim is to place your crosshair where the enemy is gonna be and hit his head, or maybe just hit his body. Okay? So, how would you do that? In order to do that, you have to put your crosshair where the enemy is gonna be, right? This takes a lot of practice and a lot of experience, but like, just think about it. If I'm crossing this corner, right? Is the enemy gonna be like here, or is the enemy gonna be like here? See, that's the thing. A lot of low-level players, they'll aim at the ground like this, and they'll be like, "Oh," and then once they do this, they see the enemy. Let's say like the enemy's like right there. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm aiming at the ground. I have to flick upwards, shoot, kill them." Now, that's the difference between higher rank players and lower rank players. They put their crosshair in different places because they have more knowledge of the game. So you could have a silver player that, like, if they're just millimeters off, they could like just adjust their aim much better than most globals do. Like, maybe not silver, but like Master Guardians maybe. But they're not aiming here at the guy's head, but they're aiming down here, so they have to move a longer distance, which gives them a huge disadvantage in the fight. So that's what makes the one difference. So what do? You want to kind of know where the guy's head is going to be, and you want to constantly just aim at it. Like, if the guy's head's down here, you aim like down here. So a logical way of approaching short would be like, let's pretend like there's no upper mid, okay? Logical way of approaching short is, let's say you're going short, you'd aim here to see if there's anyone spotting, then you'd aim down here like this, and then you'd automatically, right before you cross, you'd aim like this, and then you'd cross while keeping your aim at head level, right? And then the guy's could be here, right? Because this is elevated. So before you move up, you always want to move your crosshair up and check every spot while your crosshair's on it. So before you move, make sure your crosshair is going to be pre-aiming at these positions. Okay, that's very important. You know, there could be one car, there could be one short. You always have to pre-aim these positions. That's the #1 way of getting better aim, is setting up these habits really early. Just like set up this good aim habit, because once you get like more into the game and you can't get rid of this, like can't get this habit, it's really hard to break this kind of crosshair placement. Okay, like that's one of the biggest mistakes I've done. Sometimes in my demos, I'll see myself like aiming like this, right? That's because I couldn't get this habit down when I first started. So what do you want to do? Just constantly like aim. So like, let's say you're coming out long, right? And like you're aiming on sight, like where they're gonna be. Like you're aiming before you even look. You aim like that. Aim on the car. Right? If you want to clear short, CT. Like these angles are a little harder because you have to clear 2 angles, right? Just slowly clear them, slow and methodically. You know, a guy could be here like this, watching. What do you want to do? Oh, is you want to come out aiming at the position. Because think about it. What's easier? Aiming here, and when the guy comes out, just tapping him and killing him in the head, or putting your aim here and him coming up and like just hoping that you hit him. Like, honestly, it's a rhetorical question. Like, that's how obvious it is. Now, second part of aiming is spray control. You know, quite a while back, I think after ESL won Katowice, they decided to buff tagging, nerf the op. Before that, they changed spray. They changed the SV accelerated values, so you don't accelerate as fast, which means you can't AD. And yeah, so basically at this point, you have to consider this. If you're gonna get shot maybe twice, you're pretty much as slow as a snail. Okay, so what you want to do is learn how to spray control. Spray control is very important because let's say a guy is trying to like run away, like from here, he's like, oh, like this, and if you can spray him down correctly, like from here, and you spray him down, A, you'll kill him because you'll hit him so many times, and B, if you like, let's see if he's right here and he gets hit, he might even slow down like this, and then he'll die across him, and he'll rage, right? So spray pattern. What you want to do with any gun, except for the CZ, just don't even think about trying to memorize that, is aim right at head level, and just shoot, like just hold down the right click. So I'm going to turn off as infinite ammo. Actually, I'm going to put it at 2, and I'm just going to spray. That's the rough spray pattern of the AK. So it goes up, a bit to the left, right, left, right, left. Now you don't have to control the full 30 bullets because that's actually really hard for some people to do unless you're like full control, Pasha, or like Freiberg, or like any pro player who spent a lot of time in this game. So what you do is think about it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like it's like 7 bullets. What do? You only need 3 or 4 to kill a guy. Okay, like that. Let's say there's an enemy right here. Okay, he's already dead. He's dead. So, like, if the bullets go up like this, you see how these 3 bullets are kind of clustered like this, and then the bullet goes straight up like that. You wanna compensate for that. So you can go 1, 2, 3, and then your 4th bullet you're gonna pull down slightly harder than you did for the rest of the guns. Now, I think Cloud9's Nothing taught me this, but if you spray, right, and you crouch, and then when you stand up you keep your crosshair here, your bullets will be at the level you were. So like you start shooting, crouch, your bullets here, those will all stay at this level. So like that distance, if you can kind of memorize it, you can just play like that and kind of get it on that same level. I don't recommend crouching when you spray. Like apparently that's a source thing, but 1.6 thing, but it's a really bad habit because when you're crouching, move slowly. You move slowly, it's easier for them to kill you. So let's say you're crouch walking, right? Don't do this, by the way. This is terrible. So let's say you see a guy and you start spraying, and you crouch, right? Because like they're like, oh, drop shotting, Call of Duty, yeah, let's crouch, right? Once you crouch, let's say you miss this spray, okay? Let's say you hit, like you shoot too much to the right or too much to the left, and the guy is out here, and he's like, oh, he's crouching, he's missing his shots. He has to spend time to get up and move, or to like stop the recoil. Because look at this. I have to wait until my gun is at rest. So during that time, I can just move a bit more to the right or left, aim, tap, and he's dead. And he looks like an idiot because he just wasted a shit ton of bullets, which wasn't even on me. And like, let's see, if you peek like this and he hits you like 3-4 times, it gets the advantage, especially online. You're probably gonna die. Like, so just try and just keep moving, you know. Also, this is very important. A lot of people might not know this if you're in the lower ranks, but a lot of people go over this. You're not accurate when you move. Case closed. Okay? When you're walking like this, you're not accurate. When you're crouching, I mean, you're slightly accurate. I mean, you could do this, like, but you know, again, you're slow. They can headshot you. So what do? You want to stop moving when you shoot. Okay, whether you stand up or crouch. Usually crouching breaks your movement. Like it slows it down extremely. So like it's a lot easier than counter strafing. You know what counter strafing is? It's when, let's say, you're moving forward, so you click W and then you just move your hand to S, and that'll cancel your strafe. You know, make you instantly accurate. If you're moving to the right with D, click A, and you'll be instantly accurate. Right? Because if you don't do that, you see how there's time? It takes that time, right? If you cancel, it's instant. So the best time to shoot is when you're moving like this. The best time to shoot is when you click your other button. So see how it's very accurate when you do that. That's called strafe shooting. It's actually a very known thing. What else is there? Oh yeah. If you're not a pro player or a very confident player, don't do this. Like, just don't do it. Like, sure, like I got it somewhat accurate, but just don't do it, because there will be that one moment where your AK decides to max out the fucking spread and you know you can't hit anything. But just don't do it, it's not worth it. Just try and go for the tap. If you can't do it, back off. If he has an M4, he's more accurate than you, so just back off, let him come to you, and then kill him. Peeking. Okay, I briefly explained this on short. When you peek, right, you're gonna peek at where they're gonna be aiming. This comes from experience, okay? You know, most places in the lower ranks, where will they be playing? Usually they'll be playing here with an op, right? So what do? You give yourself an op. You can't do this in competitive. Give yourself an op. You can't do this in casual either. You can't do this on any Valkyrie. These are gonna be watching short with an op like this, right? So what are you gonna do? You're gonna charge at them like right here? No, you're not. What you're gonna do is you're gonna use grenades. Surprise. Grenades are useful in this game. What are some things you could do? Maybe you could flash over. Flashback. Right? Okay. Maybe you can flash over. Because think about it. This is how blind someone gets if they look at a flash. Can you shoot a guy when you're blind? Most likely not. What else can you do? You can nade him out.
Grenade.
Right? Nade to an armored target does approximately 57 damage maximum. Okay? It could do more if it's like one of those buggy nades, or if you don't have helmet or armor. But against Kevlar, usually to do this much, 47 damage, and that'll probably be your max damage nade. What else can you do? You can smoke out an entrance. Be careful, when you smoke, look at this, okay? Look how blind I am. I'm on the edge of the smoke. Look how blind I am. If I walk back a centimeter, like this much, I'm completely blind, but my body is visible, which means the person on the other end of the smoke will be able to see me, okay? And if you don't know, if you're not mastering movement in CSGO, which you're probably not because you're starting out, this is a very big disadvantage, because you're going to walk out of smoke, and if the guy hits you once or twice, you're going to be tagged, and you're going to be moving as slow as a snail, and he's going to get all these shots on you before you can even react, because you don't even know where he's shooting from. And if you're like a god, you can try and kill him while you're in the smoke. It's not gonna happen. So what can you do is, like, you can smoke out, and, like, maybe you can walk out like this, right? You can kind of, you know, stay on the edge of the smoke and not go inside. What else can you do? Oh yeah, by the way, when you throw a smoke down, like this, like a positional smoke, a lot of people will be like, they're probably gonna walk through this. They just start spraying at the entrance, right? So what you can do is you can kind of, you can throw your smoke, right? So let's say like,
I'm throwing smoke.
Throw a smoke like this. And you can bait out the shot. Wait for the shot. If it's an op, wait for the shot and just run out like this. Maybe you can get the guy. But yeah, you always gotta bait out the shots, okay? Pop flashes are, they're very useful, especially in solo queue, but a lot of people don't know about them. So basic pop flash, any pop flash is one that'll pop instantly before the enemy can see him. Now this is the most popular one by far, in my opinion. Just throw it like this, and this will pop right. Oh, that was way too far.
Flashbang.
Basically, the time it takes for it to react is so slim. Watch this.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
Oh, it's here? Look at that. It traveled like a centimeter and it popped. So these kind of flashbangs are the ones that are so unexpected, and even as a pro, you can't avoid these flashbangs. So like what pros will usually do is when they hear this, it's bounced, they'll turn around. But yeah, these are very important flashbangs to learn. You know, some of the other like better flashbangs are like the ones where you kind of like go like that, like this.
Flashbang.
Basically, it's the ones that don't make as much bouncing noises, you know? If you aim upwards and if you move backwards while throwing your flashbang, it'll kind of move upwards in a really awkward position and it'll move very slowly, which gives the player on the enemy side a lot less time to react. So yeah, but you don't really have to learn pop flashes yet. Regular flashbangs, you know, flashbangs you just force them to turn around or get completely blinded, and that'll give you a lot of time. I'm going to go into smokes and flashes on Dust 2 a bit later. So I think that's it for aiming, you know, basic coverage of aiming. You want to come out, when you peek, you want to come out looking at where the enemy is. When you first start the game, you want to learn the recoil pattern, and you want to learn how to control it. And go for headshots, don't crouch walk, right? Stop moving and then shoot, okay? These are some habits you have to learn. Learn how to counter strafe. You know, check angles when you run in. One of the biggest things I've ever seen, especially in the lower levels, is when you just run in like this and you only check the common angle. So you don't check behind here, you just run out like this and you're like, oh, perp derp. And then let's see a guy CT, he's like, oh, okay, hello, and he just taps you. Or a guy like right here, he's like, oh, you're not gonna look at me? You're dead. It's really infuriating when you die to something like that. And like, let's say you're here, right? And you check here, but you don't check behind here. So what do? You come out like this, and the guy's right there, and you're like, oh, hi, and then you die. So, like, that kind of shit, just check your angles, man. Like, it comes with experience. So if you fuck up the first time, it's not the end of the world. Just make sure you check it the next time. You know, people always fall for, like, movement, like, positioning type plays. It's actually a really important skill for you to have. And, yeah, so, you know what they say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So, don't get fooled twice with the same thing. Check your angles. I think that covers it for aiming. So,